I don't know about you guys, but I actually haven't heard about the name of slow food until about 4 years ago. Back then, I just moved to Leuven, and while wandering around one Sunday afternoon, I had stumbled across a small Italian restaurant in the center of Leuven. And on its window, there was this bold catch letters screaming out the word slow food. And I was intrigued. Being a Sunday, the restaurant was closed, so I wasn't able to step inside and discover more. But I did do more research over the topic of slow food after returning home, and here was what I discovered. So long story short, slow food was actually a movement founded by, not too surprisingly, an Italian called Caro Paolini in 1986 after he staged a protest against an intended McDonald's site opening near the famous Spanish Steps in Rome. Now, I wouldn't call the protest a success. The McDonald's was open nonetheless. Yet the movement continued, and over the time, it had evolved and started to campaign this new wave of gastronomic culture, the so-called eco-gastronomy. Eco-gastronomy was all about delicious food that is also good for the environment, fair pay for the producers, and also a respect to the diversity of the culture. It tries to deal with a lot of important issues, economically, environmentally, culturally, through tracing back to the origin of food and the universal rights of eating. What I also discovered was, even though I have never heard about of the name of slow food, I wasn't a stranger to the taste of slow food at all. In fact, being an avid food lover, this is exactly the kind of food that I am passionate about. This is not only because of my self-righteousness, but this is largely because I am 100% convinced of the superior taste of the food that is grown in a way with due respect to the nature, to the producer, and in harmony with its surroundings. And I've got one person to be thankful, and this person is my mom. As a passionate home cook, my mom is always ready to pay more for better quality ingredients. And she never shunned off going to the local wet market, spending time talking with the producers, the fishmongers, in order to locate the best ingredients. As a firm believer of the seasonality, my mom had shown me, through her way of cooking, the sublimity of taste when good ingredients meet the right season. She always said she doesn't know much about cooking. If you have the good ingredients, then that's half of the dish. Just like me, my mom has never heard about the name of slow food. Yet her yearning to prepare a nutritious and delicious meal for the family just gave her this instinct to locate the answer in the most quality products. Organic chicken, because she say they just develop such firm muscles through running around and give them much better texture than those raised intensively. Seasonal vegetables, because first of all, they're just cheap and cheerful, and second, they just give such vibrant taste that is unfounded in any products that is raised in our heated greenhouses. Now, for some strange coincidence, or let's say serendipity, my mom is always able to locate the best answer to the taste in the most ecological choices. Her gregarious nature also means our small kitchen is often crowded with friends, relatives at dinner time who praises my mom's dishes without any reservation and then eagerly seeks the advice. And guess what? It's the ingredients. So I was wondering then, and I'm still wondering now, if my mom, as a home cook, is able to pass on the philosophy of slow food, not with deliberation, through her mouth-watering dishes, What about other chefs, the professional ones that are cooked for hundreds or even thousands each week? Surely they're able to do more to get people more passionate about slow food, the real food. And if I look at this movement I talked about earlier, the slow food movement, today it had largely focused on two spectrums along the food chain, being the producers at one side and the so-called co-producers, the consumers, on the other side. And it has largely downplayed the role of the chefs. Yet these people, these men and women, they ought to be the catalyst. Their profession gives them the authority and put them in this unique position, connecting between the food and the folk, and hopefully with a delicious touch. They are important also because they are able to win in not only our minds, but also our stomach and therefore our hearts. I think we have known enough. We know enough the facts, the figures, and the lecturing and scaremongers about how the way we eat and what we eat will affect the world and our health. We probably, majority of us probably have known the immense burden our ecosystem has been undergoing because of today's agriculture model. We have heard about the horror story of the factory farm, the battery chicken. We know eating too much, too fast food is not good for our health. Yet old habits die hard. We continue on picking up the ready meal, the super deal chicken in the supermarket. We drink Coca-Cola nonetheless. We go to McDonald's or Quick occasionally, perhaps, and we microwave our dinner from time to time. I think most of us would say the rationale behind this is because we are living in this world. We have no time, and the organic food often costs more. Let me ask you, is that the real reasons, or actually, we probably just lack of motivation? A motivation that is not triggered by our goodwill, rationality, morality, because none of these work very well. A motivation, I think what we need is a motivation that is irresistibly delicious, and that is triggered by our unconditional love and our passion towards the superior taste. Today, many of the chefs from our restaurants are not doing enough. The industrial Bible, the Michelin guide, is not helping much either. What Michelin had produced a plethora of chefs that have not based their dishes on the regional heritage, on their respect to the ingredients, but on their big ego. They're creative, but many times are only for the sake of creativity. And the kitchen is increasingly resembling a scientific lab. And I'm able to say this because in the last 4 years, I have been visiting dozens of Michelin kitchens, and that's what I have observed. By limiting the choices of consumers into a 3-course, fortnightly changed menu, instead of giving them an overwhelming choices in the a la carte menu, what it effectively does, it had enabled restaurants to order the ingredients every day based on sufficient knowledge of the consumption and therefore reduces the waste. Buying local and buying seasonal, cutting the food miles sensibly, promoting a diverse of fish on the menu instead of focusing on just a few popular ones, effectively addresses the urgent issue with sustainability, and the message is getting across. But here is our vision. If every chef from every restaurant in Leuven is able to take it as their responsibility to speed up this food revolution by doing some simple things in their restaurant, So showcasing more artisanal producers' products than the mass-produced ones, cutting food miles wherever that is possible, be it buying local or be it reducing the number of bottled water in the restaurant, going flow with the season and letting the ingredients taste what they really are, instead of deforming them, manipulating them, and cosmeticizing them, as so many so-called gastronomic restaurants was absurdly doing today, then perhaps more people would just be like me. But deliciousness and freshness and simplicity of the dishes are also backing up this slow food movement. And then I think we're talking about the critical mass.